The winter of 1917. The First World War is in full swing. The Atlantic is teeming with German submarines, but life goes on as usual in the Canadian port of Halifax. This is a strategic hub for the British Empire, the departure point for convoys heading to war-torn Europe. The morning of December 6th promised to be an ordinary winter day. Bright sun, frosty air, people hurrying to work, children going to school. None of them know yet that in a few hours, their city will become a branch of hell on earth, and this moment will forever remain the last peaceful second of their lives. Today, we will tell you the story of the most powerful man-made explosion before the invention of the atomic bomb, the story of the Halifax disaster. This story has two main characters, two ships destined to meet at the wrong time in the wrong place. The first is the Mont-Blanc, a French military transport. In appearance, it's an unremarkable cargo steamer launched back in 1899, but inside, it was a ticking time bomb. Its holds, lined with wood and copper nails to prevent accidental sparks, were packed with a deadly cargo: 2,300 tons of picric acid, 200 tons of TNT, 10 tons of gun cotton, and on the deck, 35 tons of benzene in barrels. The crew was even forbidden to smoke and was issued shoes with soft soles. The Mont-Blanc was heading to Bordeaux, France. The second is the Immo, a Norwegian steamer. Unlike the French ship, it was completely empty. The Immo was headed to New York to pick up a cargo of food supplies for war-torn Belgium. Its captain, Håkon From, was extremely nervous. The day before, he had delayed his departure due to a coal delay, lost half a day, and was now desperately trying to make up for lost time to stay on schedule. Early in the morning of December 6th, the Mont-Blanc slowly begins to enter the narrows leading to the inner harbor. At the helm is an experienced pilot, Francis Mackey, who knows these waters like the back of his hand. Heading straight towards him, out of the harbor at full speed, comes the Immo, violating the speed regulations. The narrows are tight and winding. According to maritime rules, ships should pass each other port to port. But here, in this confined space, the rules fail. The ships start exchanging signals. One whistle blast, 2, 3, they fail to understand each other. The Immo tries to turn away, but due to the inertia of its empty hull, its bow inevitably cuts into the Mont-Blanc's starboard side. The impact was minor, but fatal. Metal screeches against metal, striking sparks. The benzene barrels on the Mont-Blanc's deck are shattered. The highly flammable liquid spreads and instantly ignites from the shower of sparks. A column of black, pitch-like smoke erupts over the ship. The captain of the Mont-Blanc, Aimé le Médec, realizes this is the end. If the fire reaches the holds, the city will cease to exist. He orders the crew to abandon ship immediately. The sailors jump into lifeboats and row with all their might towards the Dartmouth shore. They shout, waving their arms, warning of the danger, but their cries are drowned in the noise. Meanwhile, the burning ship slowly drifts towards Pier 6, right into the heart of Halifax. And then, the worst happens. The city's residents, seeing an unusual fire in the harbor, see it as a spectacle. Dozens, hundreds of people pour onto the waterfront. Workers at the nearby Acadia sugar refinery climb onto the roof for a better view. Children press against their classroom windows. Crowds of onlookers gather at the port. No one knows that this ship is a one-way ticket. No one knows they have only minutes left. At 9 hours, 4 minutes, and 30 seconds, on the morning of the 6th of December 1917, the fire reached the cargo. What happened next defies description. The blast yield was approximately 3 kilotons of TNT equivalent. To put that in perspective, it was about 1/5 the power of the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. In a matter of seconds, the northern part of Halifax ceased to exist. A fireball shot up over 3.5 kilometers, forming an ominous mushroom cloud that sailors on ships dozens of miles away mistook for a new devilish German weapon. The shockwave, traveling at over 1,000 meters per second, swept away everything within a 3-kilometer radius. Solid brick buildings crumbled to dust like houses of cards. In the harbor, the water receded for a moment, exposing the seabed, and then a massive tsunami wave, 18 meters high, crashed ashore, completing the destruction and sweeping the debris of what had moments before been homes and people into the ocean. The ship Emo, still in the Narrows, was thrown ashore like a toy. The Mont-Blanc ceased to exist. It was vaporized. A 100 kilogram piece of its frame was found 19 kilometers from the epicenter. But the worst was waiting for the survivors. The city had turned into hell. In an instant, about 2,000 people perished. Another 9,000 were injured. The shockwave shattered every window for miles around. Thousands of people, those very onlookers who had stood at their windows watching the fire, were blinded forever. Thousands of sharp fragments, accelerated by the blast, pierced their faces and eyes. Nearly 600 people lost their sight in a matter of seconds. The building of the Protestant orphanage collapsed. All the children inside were killed in the rubble. Out of 500 students in 3 city schools, only 11 survived. Almost the entire crew of the Mont-Blanc survived. They had managed to take cover, but many of them had to carry that burden for the rest of their lives. The city was burning. Fires broke out and raged for 12 days. And the next day, as if nature itself was mourning the dead, a powerful blizzard hit Halifax, burying the ruins in snow and hampering the search for survivors. But in this dark hour, the best of humanity also shone through. Relief trains from all over the Atlantic coast of Canada and the United States rushed to Halifax. The first to respond were the authorities and citizens of Boston. They sent trains with doctors, medical supplies, food, clothing, and building materials. Boston doctors worked around the clock, saving the wounded. They set up field hospitals in surviving buildings. This aid became a symbol of brotherhood and mercy that knows no borders. And the people of Halifax did not forget. Starting in 1971, the province of Nova Scotia sends a massive Christmas tree to Boston every year as a token of gratitude for the help they received over 100 years ago. This tradition lives on to this day. The Halifax Explosion changed the city forever. Reconstruction took years. There were courts, inquiries, and searches for the guilty. But the main thing is that people managed to heal their wounds and rebuild their homes. This story is a reminder of how fragile human life is and how crucial mutual aid is in times of shared disaster. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. There are many more chilling stories ahead. Which disaster from our past list should we cover next? Let us know in the comments.